realized there were any draconians on the map.
Yeah, I would have to kill some. I'd have to destroy a draconian city.
Probably
I
the only
decline it,
draconians on the entire map. And they have
but
their uses.
fire giant, tier 4.
You can get fire giants other ways, like by
Yeah,
conquering the giant dwelling and then training
that's true.
fire giants.
Or I can just pay them to be my vassal, right?
Uh, maybe.
But yeah, it's a hard quest. 10 turns. Should I decline it?
Yeah, maybe you can pay him or yeah, conquer the dwelling. Either way, you should be able to get giants other ways.
Yeah.
If I remember
Oh yeah,
correctly,
they're
it's
actually. I don't know if I should, but they're currently willing to become my vassal for 330 gold.
yeesh, and even more to
Annex them. Yeah, it's
what?
pricey.
What
They're
does it
evil,
say? It
so
would
they don't.
they would pay
Yeah.
you in taxes?
Only 15 gold per turn. 4 mana and 2 knowledge.
Just cross the lake and kill them, conquer them. It'll be
But
time to go giant
isn't that
slaying.
hard? They are giants.
I mean, yeah, you remember how easy
Oh,
the
plus
Titan
there's
went
no
down
giant
before?
racial happiness, is there?
What?
There's no giant racial happiness, so it doesn't matter if I attack them.
There
Like
might
it's a
actually
dwelling, not a
be.
city. Do dwellings have? I don't know how dwellings work.
I don't see any race happiness for, yeah, for giants. So I don't think, I mean, I
Really?
have contact with them as well. Uh, yeah.
So
Um,
was I? What was I gonna build in my capital?
um, settlers.
Yeah,
The hunter will probably need just a sharp, well, to help deal with those lost
yeah, that's what
souls.
I was thinking.
Um, your two heroes, the tiger, the hunter. Heck, you
Should
might
I
even
actually assemble the army that I was gonna move back to Mistdale to go finish the Lost Souls off?
The problem with that is if something comes and attacks Mistdale, well, you assemble the
Oh,
entire
that's
army.
true.
Plus none of them are nearly as mobile as your hero, except maybe the boar.
Yeah.
Uh, could be a tricky fight with just. I'd at least send the mature shock serpent, the penguin, and the baby shock serpent, and the high elf initiate to Mistdale. That gives you a modest garrison that you can reinforce with more troops trained in Mistdale, like a mammoth rider.
Which ones do you want me to send to Mistdale?
Um, the high elf initiate, the baby shock serpent, the mature shock serpent, so you have at least one tough unit, and the dire penguin.
Okay, so
All of those
everyone.
are wounded anyways, except for the shock serpent. Pretty need a little while to heal. Um, yeah, you're gonna have a mammoth. I suppose you could get away with. Um,
Hmm,
I said you're gonna have a mammoth.
Frosting
Like,
Royal Guard.
what about frosting rail guards?
I just noticed I can make them.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good if you have if you're company heroes with them. Um, Yeah, so I would put those as things in Mistdale. The mature shock serpent can also help protect the baby, make sure that it survives to maturity itself. So you could
Oh,
probably defend the
should I
city
make
with
some
that.
of these? Sorry, should I make some of those for the frosting here I have?
Makes them a what?
The frosting guards, royal guards.
They can guard any hero. It doesn't just have to be a frostling.
Pledge of protection.
Yeah, Pledge of Protection
It
works
says
on any frosting female
really.
unit
It says
that so it's like an either any one of these. So for any frosting female unit, which includes like the White Witches, but also includes if you're a rogue, some of the like bards, scoundrels, any frosting female unit, or I think it names some other conditions. I can check those
it
already.
says the unit gains 2 defense and links to target friendly frosting hero, frosting queen, frosting witch, or frosting female.
Yep. Oh, it has to be a frosting hero. Okay,
Yeah, I
specifically.
think so.
So it can be a male frosting hero, but it has to be a frosting hero. Okay, queen.
Yeah.
That's probably so people can play as male frosting leaders and still be protected. So queen, witch, or
Mhm.
frosting female. So yeah, it does work on like some of the rogue female units, but the rogues female units like the bard and the assassin. But yeah, they could guard the your sorcerer, I suppose. Sorcerers are a little bit squishy. That would probably help.
Hmm. Riders Hall. Oh, should I build a Riders Hall before I build the mammoths?
Yeah, if you're yeah, build the mammoths. You also only got the row guard because you completed the Warhol there.
Yeah,
How much production does Mistdale have each turn, by the way?
70.
70. So it'd be 50 without the dwarf comment, or
52.
how much does a Frostling Raider cost? Just because you're gonna have to scramble
70.
against 70.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, that was Harpoon Thrower. Raiders only 50, yeah.
Harpoon throwers are 70. Hmm.
Yeah, now's
Harp.
a good time to make Harpoon Throwers.
Yeah, it might not hurt just to have an archer support unit that way in the city.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, ice
Should I just make
scapers
one?
work decently as support too, but I think, yeah, I would just make one for now, and it could later, it could also like guard forts that you set up and stuff. The
Yeah.
mammoths are a bit expensive to. How many turns in the dwarf comment? Oh wait, how much does a mammoth cost?
110. So I can 2 turn it right now.
Well, if you did the Riders Hall, no, you actually want to do the Riders Hall and then start on Mammoth. You'll get 70 and then 50. You'll still do it. You'll do the Mammoth in 2 turns either way, but you'll get. Or how much does the Royal Guard cost?
85 production.
Yeah, you probably want to do the Mammoth. Then a Riders Hall and a Mammoth. They are
Okay.
ridiculous units after all. They're very powerful. That
I can do
was
that.
kind of the whole thing with Mistdale was yeah, I was trying to get the Mammoths out.
Yeah.
Harpoon throwers are comparatively much weaker.
So should I move these 4 units into Mistdale
Yep.
to garrison it?
Yep. You don't want like some lost souls coming and destroying the city or something.
Yeah.
That would suck.
And
I
then
mean,
the remaining 4 units, where do you think I should move them all?
bu 5 units actually. Boar, 2 leaders, tiger, and the hunter.
Oh,
Um,
Hunter, yes.
probably. can I guess the rate limit is the hunter, but how far can the hunter get this turn? Can he get to the forest near the necromantic circle?
Not quite. He will be in the Barrens, in the middle of the Barrens.
Hmm.
So in that case, maybe just stay in this southern forest. But like as far as I can go.
Uh, no, maybe actually the northern forest, the Lost Souls could just cross out of the mountains because they're floating units. And that
Oh,
was where you were going to maybe sell some cities anyways, so you don't want to have to be like chasing them down
or can't get up there.
or worrying about them coming after a settler. What?
The boar
Yeah.
can't get up
How
there though.
far can the boar get though? You probably
The
just
Barrens.
need. Can it get to the watchtower? Well, no, I'm not saying that direction. I'm talking about going to the somewhere it's
Hmm?
located between. This is going to kind of be a defensive position because the Lost Souls will probably wander close to your city, and depending on where they go, you go and attack them.
Yeah,
Can the boar
everybody
make?
can reach the watchtower.
So that's probably a good assembly point. It's kind of centrally located. You can either straight northwest or northeast, depending on where the Lost Souls show up. So
Okay.
I'd probably gather the units all there.
Is it safe for my worker to continue ahead to build that fort, or should he screw off?
Probably not that fort. However, the Lost Souls do have limited movement. Um, Wait, no, they were all the way up there. One, two, three, four, five, six.
Yeah, they are next to the lighthouse.
The watchtower.
Watchtower.
Yeah, no,
Watchtower.
yeah,
They're
he
next to
should
the
be
watch.
fine to get to build where I was suggesting. If might as well get the roads done too. They'll help with response. So if it moves one, two,
Yeah.
if it builds roads northeast until it's east of that little patch of forest, and then northwest after there. So you'll have to build the roads technically in two orders. First northeast till it's another tile, and then
Yeah, it wouldn't let me move there for some reason. Oh yeah, you can't move. You can't build it into the fog of war for some reason. Even though moving there will clear it as fog of war. Kind of weird.
moving where? I'm talking about moving one tile northeast to where he currently
I know
is.
it was. So that's why I'm doing it in three
Oh,
moves, is because it won't
oh,
let me move into that fog of war there.
I see. Yeah, I guess that makes some sense. And then three tiles northwest.
Okay.
And you can
And
start
then
building a
fort,
fort. Yeah.
fortress here.
And the other places I talked about forts are at the crossroads that he just created, which is very clearly marked. You can see it now. And the crossroads, that crossroads would be two. Actually, you'd probably have to do shoot.
Ooh, Falsuriel now wants to join for 148 gold. That's like half of what it was last time.
So like an opinion factor that says it's come down or for some reason or
I don't know. Well, I'm at 1,000 relations, so maybe. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's why relations have went up. I guess. What did I do? I don't know what changed.
hmm. Um
Hmm. But relations went up.
let's see. I suppose you could. How much would it cost again?
148.
Well, that's pretty
Although
cheap.
I do need to build settlers, right? Do I need to cancel my longbowman in Eleanor to make a settler there?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that'll allow me to build a fort where the brigand
Yeah.
camp used to be, and it can put
Okay.
that settler up near the. Or no, actually, can build it between Illinois and Valserial.
Ooh, it's going to grow again in a single turn.
Yep.
Will you
On
be
my
able to build a
turn,
settler there?
I'll be. What?
You don't need it. Won't the builder take 2 turns to build a fort?
It can start build. It can build it on my turn. It starts building it. I don't think it'll cancel that quick.
If I grow over it, it won't stop. It won't cancel you from building the fort.
Not if the fort's already in progress. I don't know. I've never.
I think it might. I think I might need to build 2 settlers here.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, we can try, but would it refund you the gold?
Probably not.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's actually two places you could settle, I guess. One is east of there, and the other is north. You see that tiny little bit that's no longer in its domain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely cancel the fertile domain though. That's working against you at this point.
Oh, you're right. I don't need it here.
Running it everywhere. I would cancel it everywhere at this point. It's not worth. Well, both the Elven cities, anyways. Falsarial and Eleanor.
Okay. It's not
Uh,
helpful for Frost Ariel still?
no, because you're gonna not want its borders to grow too quickly either, since there's some areas it could crowd out, and it's a good bit of mana just for
That's true.
population becomes less worthwhile as you're getting into the larger city sizes, which require more pops to reach. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Um,
Okay. So should I queue up 2 settlers here?
I mean, it won't shrink again until the.
Should I rush a settler?
Or wait, if you queue up two, how many turns would it take to do the first one?
3.
Hmm.
Don't have a lot of
Um.
production here.
How much gold do you have?
400 after queuing up this first settler.
And is Starone doing a settler as well?
Not yet.
You should probably queue one up at your capital.
Okay. Ah, rank.
I mean, you want it to shrink so that you could put
Yep.
a. Yep. Um.
165.
That's not enough to rush either a settler though. Um.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it 250 to rush?
No. It's 100.
Oh.
So I could.
Uh.
I might not have money left over for the next settler. Unless I get some from you.
Yeah, I've
Or I
got
go find some more.
some,
Oh,
not an
wait, yeah, actually,
enormous
can I
amount.
reach that? No, you blocked me off.
Can you reach what?
That flotsam. Ah,
What
wow.
flotsam?
Bad. The flotsam you told me to go get earlier? down by Trequium.
Oh, yeah, by Trequium. Uh,
I
yeah,
can't quite reach it this turn, unfortunately.
yeah, it's fine.
Stupid tigers in the way. That's right.
Yeah. We've been going for a while here. Yeah, I would. How many turns to do the set war in Illinois?
3.
3. Yeah, and then you and how much population does it grow a turn?
300. And
300,
15.
315. Yes, if you got into another one, you definitely bought the time. Um, yeah, in that case, I would, yeah, I'd rush the settler there, and I can delay
All right.
building that fort. I can actually have the builder start on a fort in its current location again, because what happens when you build a fort is you start the next turn with as many movements you had when you started the fort. So then I'll just the turn after will start with full movement instead of 0 moves. And then I'll go and build the fort on your border with the second settler being in progress. It should be able to finish the fort before Illinois grows back up. So,
Okay. Well, I'll rush the settler.
yep. Besides, keeping it small enough allows you to actually get a fort up to the north.
Yeah.
Um, although actually, how long to your capital grows again?
2 turns.
Oh yeah, so you could build a city on the temperate barrens that only destroys one forest.
Yeah. An elf city?
Yep. I mean, up there, if you're gonna fit something in there, there's very limited time. Um, so yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
an elf city. Basically,
All right.
keeping all your elves kind of centralized, and then Tigrans will pop up all around outside them,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Okay. All right. Fugold. Fugold is making a crossbowman. They should probably keep doing that. All right. And then I've got a Frostling Ice Scaper. North or south? I've got one way off to the east.
Yeah, that one there. Well, you know there's Lost Souls to the south because it attacked your other one. So I'd probably go north up that little branch river. It's probably safer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dwarves.
Yep.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, interesting. The river gets so wide up here. Maybe it's
Yeah.
more of a lake. I don't know. Or supposed to be an opening to the sea, perhaps. They did this map. Doesn't stay land.
Okay. Then I should move that army back to Garrison, Illinois.
Um, how much gold do you have left?
65.
So not enough to absorb Falsariel this turn.
No.
If you click hover over their happiness, what does it say for the happiness of Falsariel? You should be able to see when you're in diplomacy with them.
1,030.
No, but I mean they'll give a list of factors.
Oh. Um. Plus 300 alignment influence. from Falserio being good and Honest being slightly good, plus 250. Sorry, 330 for race happiness modifiers, which is from my starting race, from founding a city,
Is there
and
anything
from
that says it
making an
expires
independent
after?
city of vassal. No. And then there's 3 plus 300 for making independent cities into vassals and making peace with independence.
So there's okay, yes. So there's no.
So I don't think they'll lose relations next turn. I don't see why they would anyway. Should be fine.
Yep. I was just wondering. I got 1,000. So yeah, you could like absorb them as long as they're not about to grow or something later. When you have the money, unless you get some this turn.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get some money this
I could
turn.
prospect.
That might give you scraps, but you could actually get a
Yeah.
large amount of money this turn.
Yeah.
Uh, by Galbrand, there's that brigand camp.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to do it alone. But there's just a couple scoundrels. They should be easy, actually. So, yeah. Not a bad idea.
3 scoundrels, and then you could position. Uh, that hero is still there that was going to attack. So then you could position to reinforce me in doing that on the
Yeah.
dense vegetation to the west of, or maybe on the road, because you might need to start thinking about getting back to Fugold quickly. So yeah, either way, yeah, you could. I mean, we've been going for a while here, and you said you, but yeah, next session you could
Yeah.
clear that brigand camp, and that would get you the money to absorb Falsuriel this turn.
Okay. All right. It's a good idea. All right. I'll save a copy here. And yeah, now would be a good time to
Where's
call it.
Massatar? I'm getting domain invasion at Massatar.
What? Oh, that's your fort. Oh yeah, I barely saw that.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, feathered serpent.
Feathered Serpent. It's going for my capital.
Yeah, that's not good. Where'd that come from?
There's like a Elderish summoning thing west near Fairfields.
That thing doesn't look good. Oh boy.
That's gonna be a tough stack. I can muster 4 cheetahs, 2 sun guards, and a shredder to try and deal with it. That's the entirety. Well, I could raise militia, though I'd have to
Oh yeah.
cancel. Uh, I'd have to use my entire mana to raise the militia and cancel Seek Inspiration. Hmm. That thing came out of nowhere, and that it just went right past my fort and was going right for my capital.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's freaking tough. 16 damage,
Would
60
it be a good
health.
idea to just garrison your city and let it come to the city?
Then it would probably go for the undefended forts. Now I'm gonna have to fight it in the field.
Oh. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's a flying creature, the most dangerous of them. So
Oh, right. They can just fly past the walls, huh?
yeah,
That makes sense.
I'm gonna have to scramble my army up there. It would suck if I were to lose my capital, or I don't know what it would do to my capital. But what the heck else am I gonna do? Hmm. All my armies are far, far away and can't get there, except for the garrisons of these forts, and that's only 7 units. I could win, but I'm probably gonna lose most of the forces I attack with.
Yeah.
Can you get anything there? Even no, you got nothing remotely close either.
Yeah.
Shh, guys. Hmm. Well, um, good that I saw that. This is gonna be a most unfortunate situation. Bloody feathered serpent. And a dire panther on top of it. And it can sprint. Alright, well anyways, so your army that's near Trequium,
Yeah.
if they were to move around, they could help me attack Trequium, I believe. They reinforce in. And it doesn't, I don't think it counts as a declaration of
Not enough room.
war.
Oh, wait. Let me.
Not to attack.
I can do that. I can reinforce. I just have to abandon my initiate.
What do you mean? Where do you think you're moving? I'm talking about kind of moving around, like past the Florak Quarry on the open terrain.
Yep.
Because I'm going
Initiate
to
can't
be
make it.
to where? I'm not going to attack
Adjacent.
next to
Adjacent.
next.
Oh. I can't make it adjacent to the city this turn. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Um.
But I can move around. I can move past the Flow Quarry. If that's all you want me to do. Or should
Um.
I go get that Flotsam?
Mm,
Maybe I could send the initiate to go get the Flotsam. Very slowly.
yeah. Actually, you might be. Yeah, if you left the Niship behind and went for and helped me assault the city, they're probably, I don't know, maybe they have a unit in the city. If they didn't, I could just take the city and the other defenders would disappear. Um
You Do you want me to send 4 of my units adjacent to the city this turn? Because I can do
hmm.
that. And then send the initiate over to the Flotsam.
Uh Start by
Would
saying share the Bard, I guess. Or
Okay.
because I don't know where their units are. It might not even be necessary to fight in the city. Probably is, but oh.
Okay. 1 in the city, 2 next to the city. In total, they have 3 Frostling Raiders.
Hmm.
Basically nothing.
Uh,
Should
oh,
I
she's gotten a
send my
move.
3 other units?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I'll send my initiate over towards the Flotsam.
Yep. Yep. I
Okay.
mean, in the end, the initiates just grow in Storm Sisters and lose all their experience, so it's not the worst thing if you end up losing experienced initiate to some random attack, because you can always train Storm Sisters with a couple ranks with enough
Yeah.
city upgrades, so it's not like a high level tier 1 unit that you were just going to keep using the rest of the game. Initiates or Storm Sisters in training. Da, 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 da. Your army west of Eleanor, and you got a longbowman you train there. It'll probably be safe around Eleanor for a little bit now that brigand camp is cleared. Uh, so I would move him towards Falsuriel. Also, that fort near Falsuriel, if it got attacked, to be screwed. So
Hmm?
your army west of Eleanor,
Yeah.
I would get him march him towards Falsuriel. Don't forget there's haste berries on the way, so they can get as close to haste berries as possible.
Do I
Or maybe not as close. They just
do I
need to get.
unite with the one in Illinois?
Huh, actually, it just occurs to me they could just march the haste berries from. Yeah, we just stick them in Eleanor, I guess. Next turn, they can all go and collect the haste berries together. And if
Ah,
there's
okay.
somewhere else for them to go, then they can go there. Hmm. Although, let me think for a second. Okay, I'm thinking of worst case scenarios. Should they move somewhere else? Like so. Yeah, actually, I'd move them back southwest of Eleanor a tile. The five of them. They can still make it to Hasteberries in a single turn, and something pops up like out there. I don't know. Maybe
Move
that's
them
not
onto the
a.
Magma Forge?
Uh, no. Um, yeah, I guess they're fine where they are.
Okay.
Maintain some flexibility with them. You're in need them to be able to. No, wait. Yeah, no, move them northeast one because you'll have the settlers spawn in, and they'll still be in the outskirts of the city. So if something attacks the city, it should. I think it should still fight them.
Yeah.
It's more than close enough to respond. It's not like something can reach to the city center in one turn, anyways.
Okay.
They can reach the Hasteberries if they go east, but if they need to go north, say I lose against that flying serpent, and if it goes to my capital, it might come east towards your capital after, like, and you'd want to meet him at that fort northwest of your capital if that happened. It would take a couple turns to get that fort, so by which point we would know if the fate of my capital. I do wonder what happens if independents take my capital. That would suck, but probably, but I'd learn something at least.
Yeah, you can
All
probably
right,
beat him.
huh? What can probably beat him?
You can probably beat them.
Probably. Um, yeah, I was just speculating mostly. Your prospectors, though. Well, this is fresh in my mind.
Yeah,
So the southern one, the one that's south of Fugold, that prospector, if you select it,
yeah,
so I've been thinking the way to make use of that area is probably to settle one like dwarven outpost at the very western end of that tunnel network, and then another four tiles east of that. Um, or not four tiles east. Another one, two, three, three east and one southeast. Was that it? No, it was four east because one, two, three, four, and then another basically at the entrance. Anyways, at least a couple of these are gonna be Tigran, and Tigran's like barrens, so you could basically clear out a lot of terrain, and you could connect up the tunnels so my dreadnought could get to the aid of your city quicker if need be. So I would dig two tiles to the south, east, or no, maybe not two tiles, because then you'd have to backtrack. Um, hmm.
hmm?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the appropriate way. Yeah, I would have the prospector, the Dorm prospector.
Yeah.
I'd have it clear some of that dirt out because it's just going to be in the way of if I'm putting Tyrant seeds there, they'll actually like cleared out space as opposed to narrow tunnels. Uh,
Yeah.
if you do a dwarven city, it'd probably be the one against the rock walls at the where you can't dig any further, anyways.
Okay.
Um, is that is as far west as that tunnel goes, or is there still another tile of dirt at the end of it?
Nope. No dirt. That's as far as it goes.
Huh. Yeah, so that's probably a dwarven, maybe a dwarven city there, and then the rest would be Tyrant ones. Maybe another one way to the southeast. But yeah, so if it digs northeast to tile, then northwest to tile, and east to tile, the idea is just to clear every dirt cavern wall for money. And
Northeast.
yeah, so northeast one, northwest one, east one, up right, up left, right. Um, yep. And I guess just oh, that's rock to its right. Bottom right one then.
Okay.
That's rock, and that's rock. That's rock. There's a whole bunch of rock there. Interesting. Um, cool. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Got one more movement.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a way for it to. I'd just leave it where it is, I guess.
Okay.
Because I probably
And then the
want to
northern
dig
one you wanted me
southeast
to
next.
the northern one you wanted me to dig to the cave exit? Up
The
the wall
northern
there?
one. Oh yeah. Hmm. Could almost come to the aid of. Um. Yeah, northeast one to connect to the cave entrance, while leaving the dirt that's closest to Dwarven City, because it might eventually grow.
Why not just east?
Because that's a little bit closer to Galbrand, and Galbrand could eventually grow into that. Outpost would be northwest of there, probably near the cave entrance. Like the set up a bunch of Titan outposts in the tunnels here, but try not to crowd. The Dwarven Sea.
Okay.
Um, and also because there's a bunch of stuff to clear up here, and then I guess
Should I just dig this wall to the top right?
um, I would suggest left one and then upright one, kind of just clearing all
Left
the
one?
dirt. Yeah,
Oh,
west
okay.
and then upright one. Basically, kind of scanning back and forth here.
I see.
And then
Continue to the right?
up left one.
Up
Oh,
left?
there's dirt to the right, isn't there?
Yep.
But yeah, I would say up left. Trying to clear a big open space here where I could put eventually a Tyrant outpost here in the
Yeah.
middle of this open space, and it would have some domain that's already been cleared of stuff. I may also send some builders to clear what's left later, but yeah.
Okay.
Um, cool. So that's the prospectors. And any other units that have movement? Oh yeah, the ghoul. The ghoul shock serpent that's on the river. I'm curious, heck, where the underground river leads, are you?
Kind of.
Oh, there's something here. An inn.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
who's this?
Do I have to enter their territory to see?
If you go onto the bridge, yeah, it'll help.
Oh. Press pass or negotiate. Okay. Draconians. Neutral Draconians. Oh,
Nice.
they're already offering an open borders and a peace treaty.
For free.
Yep.
Yep, you should probably accept that. I might
Yeah.
conquer them at
Alignment.
some point because I need the evil alignment, but you have every reason to go good, so yeah, I would take the open borders and the peace treaty for sure. And it makes your independent cities happier when you make peace with independence. So
Yeah. They've cleared a gold mine. Okay. I'll keep
hmm.
going.
Nice. That's a pretty extensive underground river system, I guess.
That looks like everything.
Cool. All right, well, we can cut it here. Think of stuff later. Bloody flying Feathered Serpent. That's just annoying as heck.
Yeah, that sucks.
Gonna have to scramble my defenders and hope I can take it down. At least it's in a position where I can get all 7 of my garrison units there. Guess I'm gonna have to garrison those forts even more strongly in the future, though. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Stuff like that can show up. Alright, well, folks on YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. Wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. I do. Best luck.